Hey there, dog lovers! Ever feel like your dog is trying to tell you something, but instead of using their words, they're using like weird body language and excessive drool? Yeah, me too. It turns out our furry friends can't actually talk. Shocking, I know. So they rely on us to decipher their secret signals. And let's be real, sometimes those signals are about as clear as a dog whistle after you've had 3 margaritas. So today, we're becoming dog whisperers, without the creepy whispering and questionable fashion choices. We're diving deep into the 3 secret signs your dog might be stressed. Because let's face it, nobody wants a stressed out pup. That's like the opposite of what we signed up for. We're here for the tail wags, the zoomies, and the unconditional love, not the pacing, the whimpering, and the suspicious glares. By the end of this video, you'll be fluent in dog stress signals and ready to help your furry friend live their best, most relaxed life. Let's do this. Welcome to the Happy Labrador channel. Whether you are a proud dog parent, a future pup enthusiast, or a dog lover looking for furry fun, you have come to the right place. Get ready for the endless pawsome love. From training tips to their adorable antics, our channel celebrates the incredible bond between humans and our furry friends. Number 1. Excessive licking. Okay, first up, let's talk about excessive licking. We all know dogs love a good lick. They lick their chops, they lick your face, sometimes with alarming enthusiasm, and they lick, well, themselves. But there's a difference between a dog happily grooming themselves and a dog who looks like they're trying to lick their own reflection off a freshly mopped floor. If your dog suddenly starts channeling their inner bath-obsessed cat, it could be a sign of stress. Think about it. When you're stressed, what do? You might bite your nails, twirl your hair, or pace back and forth. Dogs? They lick. It's their way of self-soothing, of trying to find a little bit of comfort in a world that suddenly feels overwhelming. Now, before you go full-on dog detective and assume every lick means your dog is one treat away from a meltdown, let's talk about what's considered excessive. We don't want to call the vet every time your dog takes a swipe at his paw, right? So, how much licking is too much licking? Well, it's all about knowing your dog's baseline. Every dog is different. Some dogs are naturally prone to a little extra grooming, while others are content with a quick once-over after a mud puddle adventure. If you notice your dog is licking way more than usual, like they're training for the doggy Olympics of tongue gymnastics, then it's time to pay attention. Especially if the licking is accompanied by other, let's call them quirks, like pacing, whining, or hiding. Now, what can you do about it? Well, you can't exactly hand your dog a stress ball and tell them to squeeze, although that would be amazing. But you can try to figure out what's stressing them out. Is it a new pet in the house, a change in routine? Did you move the furniture and now they think their favorite napping spot has disappeared into the abyss? Once you identify the source of the stress, you can start to address it. Sometimes, just creating a calm and predictable environment for your dog can work wonders. Think cozy beds, regular feeding times, and maybe even some soothing music. Yes, really. There are entire Spotify playlists dedicated to calming anxious pups. Who knew? If the licking persists, or if you're at all concerned, it's always a good idea to consult with your vet. They can rule out any underlying medical conditions and offer additional tips for managing your dog's stress. Remember, a relaxed dog is a happy dog, and a happy dog makes for a happy life. And nobody wants to live in a house where the dog is constantly trying to lick itself into oblivion. That's just weird. Number 2, yawning and panting. Alright, let's move on to our next secret stress signal, yawning and panting. Now you might be thinking, wait a minute, doesn't my dog yawn when they're tired and pant when they're hot? And you're right, they totally do. But here's the thing, yawning and panting can also be signs of stress. It's like the dog version of saying, dude, this is a lot right now. Think about it, you're about to give a big presentation. Your palms are sweating, your heart is racing, and you can't stop yawning. It's your body's way of trying to regulate itself, to bring itself back down to a manageable level of, oh my god, everyone is staring at me. Dogs? They yawn and pant. It's their way of coping with stress, of trying to find a little bit of zen in a world that suddenly feels like it's spinning a little too fast. Now, just like with the licking, it's all about context. If your dog is yawning and panting after a rousing game of fetch in the park on a scorching summer day, chances are they're just hot and tired. Totally normal. But if your dog is sprawled out on the living room floor, seemingly relaxed, yet panting like they just ran a marathon, that's when you know something else is up. The same goes for yawning. A few yawns here and there, no biggie. But if your dog is yawning more than a teenager in math class, it's time to investigate. So, how can you tell the difference between a tired yawn and a stressed yawn? Well, it's all about looking at the bigger picture. What else is your dog doing? Are they also licking their lips excessively, whining, pacing, hiding? If you notice a cluster of these behaviors, it's a good indication that your dog is feeling stressed. And just like with excessive licking, the key to helping your dog is to identify and address the source of their stress. Is it a new baby in the house? A house full of noisy guests? Did you accidentally wash their favorite blanket with that red shirt that always bleeds in the wash? Once you figure out what's stressing your furry friend out, you can start to make changes to help them feel more relaxed and secure. Sometimes it's as simple as giving them a safe space to retreat to when they're feeling overwhelmed. Other times, it might require a little more effort, like working with a certified dog trainer or behaviorist to address any underlying anxiety issues. The important thing is to pay attention to your dog's signals and to take steps to help them feel safe, secure, and loved. After all, they rely on us to be their advocates, their interpreters, and their personal stress relief gurus. It's a tough job, but hey, somebody's got to do it. And besides, who else is going to give them belly rubs and tell them they're the best dog in the world, even when they're panting like they just saw a ghost? Number 3, avoidance behavior. Okay, last but not least, let's talk about avoidance behavior. This one can be a little heartbreaking because it basically means your dog is trying to get away from you. I know, it stings, but before you start questioning your entire relationship with your furry best friend, let's remember that dogs don't communicate like humans do. They can't exactly pull you aside and say, "Hey, listen, I love you and all, but I'm feeling a little overwhelmed right now and I need some space." Instead, they resort to avoidance behavior. This can manifest in a few different ways. Maybe your dog, who normally greets you at the door with the enthusiasm of a long-lost friend, suddenly slinks away when you come home. Or maybe they spend more time hiding under the bed, behind the couch, or in that one corner of the house where you swear you're going to find a portal to another dimension one of these days. Now, avoidance behavior doesn't always mean your dog is stressed. Sometimes they just want a little alone time. Just like us, dogs need their space every now and then. But if the avoidance behavior is new, or if it's accompanied by other signs of stress like, say, excessive licking, panting, or yawning, then it's time to take notice. So what can you do if your dog is trying to avoid you? Well, the first step is to resist the urge to chase after them. I know, it's tempting to want to shower them with love and affection, but sometimes the best thing you can do is give them the space they're clearly craving. Instead of forcing interaction, try creating a positive association with your presence. This could mean sitting quietly in the same room as your dog without making any eye contact or trying to engage with them. You can also try scattering treats or toys near them so they start to associate your presence with good things. If your dog is avoiding a specific person, place, or object, try to identify what might be triggering their fear or anxiety. Is it the mailman, the vacuum cleaner, that one squeaky toy that sounds like a dying animal? Once you figure out what's causing the avoidance behavior, you can start to desensitize your dog to it. This might involve slowly introducing them to the trigger at a distance, rewarding them for calm behavior, and gradually decreasing the distance over time. It's a process that requires patience and consistency, but it can work wonders in helping your dog overcome their fear or anxiety. And remember, if you're ever unsure about your dog's behavior, or if you're struggling to address their stress on your own, don't hesitate to reach out to a qualified professional. A certified dog trainer or behaviorist can assess your dog's individual needs and develop a customized plan to help them live their best, most stress-free life. Because at the end of the day, that's what it's all about, right? Helping our furry friends feel safe, loved, and understood. Even if it means occasionally speaking their language, which, let's be honest, can be a little weird sometimes. But hey, that's part of what makes dogs so great, right? Their unconditional love, their goofy personalities, and their uncanny ability to lick their own butts. What's not to love? So there you have it, folks. You are now officially equipped with the knowledge to decipher your dog's secret stress signals. Remember, just because your dog can't verbally tell you they're stressed doesn't mean they're not trying to communicate it. Pay attention to their body language, their behavior, and those subtle or not so subtle shifts in their demeanor. And remember, a stressed dog is a dog who's not living their best life. By addressing their stress, You're not just helping them feel calmer and more relaxed, you're strengthening your bond and creating a happier, more harmonious life for both of you. Because let's be real, life is just better with a happy, tail-wagging, slobber-kiss-giving dog by your side. If you found these tips helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more awesome dog content. Until next time, stay positive. Happy petting and thank you so much for watching.